we are going to factorize this quadratic, this 3x squared plus 13x plus 12. There's a rule, okay? Repeat after me the factors of A and C that add to B. That rhymes, that helps. So let's figure out what A, B, and C are. We have this standard equation, right? It's got an A there, it's got a B, and it's got a C. So we can see that A has to be the 3-bit, 13 has to be the B bit, and then 12 has to be the C bit. Okay? So the factors of A and C that add to B. 3 times by 12, all right, equals 36. So what that's saying is that's A times by C. Now we need to find the factors of this thing that add to B. So factors might include 3 times by 12, right? So what's 3 plus 12? All right, we've got 15. It's not quite 13, isn't it? This is our target number here, 13. All right, that's not the one. Let's try something else. What about 36 times by 1? All right, well, that equals 36. How good? But when you add them, 36 plus 1 doesn't quite equal the money. What about if we divide it by 2? So we've got like 18 here times by 2. All right, so that's 20. But when we add oh, apologies, that's 36 as always, but I was doing the wrong thing and adding them in my head over here. Okay, so let's keep going down the list. What about something else? What about something else? All right, let's go one more down, like divide it by 2 over here. So we know that that's 36. All right. And hold up, that is our magic number 13. All right. Okay, that's the one we got. So now what we do is we know what the factors are. Okay? We know what the factors are. So we can now factorize. And when we factorize this stuff, the reason why we do it is because it's useful to solve. And there'll be a whole bunch of questions on that later. But for now, we just need to be able to factorize and follow this step. So step number 1, the factors, or repeat after me, the factors of A and C that add to B. So we've just done that step. Step number 2, all right, is now splitting our original equation, 3x squared plus 13x plus 12. We're going to split that B component up into its factors. So we've got 3x squared plus 9x plus 4x plus 12. I want you to draw a line down the middle. All right, do that. And you can take the factors of these guys now. So I'm assuming you know how to factorize. Just regular stuff. So you get that. And we're going to factorize this side. And we're going to get, funnily enough, that. And now we can just take the factors again and pull these guys out the front. Okay, so it gets kind of confusing. But we have this one out the front. And so this is our final answer. So we can say that our final factored form is x plus 3 of 3x plus 4. There you go. So if you want a little bit more of an explainer as why this works, why you do the factors of A times C that add to B, let's go the opposite way. All right, let's try a new question with some numbers. All right, let's say we've got 2x squared plus, oh, sorry, the other way around. We're going to start with the factored form. We've got x plus 3 and 2x minus 3 as well. Okay, so when we expand this, so I'm again assuming you know how to expand this stuff. You can remember Cocky's beak. So it's a bird. And so we get x times by 2x plus x times by minus 3 plus 3 times by 2x plus 3 times by minus 3. Okay, so when we simplify that all together, we get our 2x squared minus 3x plus 6x minus 9. Okay, so hopefully you recognize that, hang on a minute, that's quite a similar form, this thing here in purple, to how we had it previously with this guy, step number 2. All right? So just by the way things work is that because you multiply it out in this way, right? So if we were to have a value here, that multiplies what would be our value of b. Okay, so b, the factors of b, so the factors of a times c have to add to b. So because there's 4 things multiplying each other here, that's the reason why it works. So if we go back one step, and then we can simplify it here, you can see that if we go backwards, we would find, if we find our factors of a times c that add to b, we would be able to reverse the process and go back up here. So hopefully that makes sense. It's 2 steps. Repeat after me. Factors of a times c that add to b, and then split it and factorize normally.